Oh, there. Hello. It's Ellen Violette here. And I was having a little bit of an issue with StreamYard getting on here. I don't know if you heard me swearing before it went live or not. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the comments or not. It says I should be able to. And I'm just going to wait a minute or two to give people time to get on and see this. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. I can see it. All right. Awesome. Okay. So let's see. It's it's 5 o'clock in San Diego, which is where I am. I'm Ellen Violette. And I'm going to be talking today about hiding from your truth. And I'm really going to be talking about me and how I was hiding from my truth, but maybe you're hiding from your truth too. And maybe I can shed some light on that. And then at the end, I'm also going to be sharing a special opportunity that I have for you guys. That's time sensitive. But doing Facebook Lives is a trip. That's all I have to say. So I'm still learning how to use all this business. I'm a writer at heart and a marketer, but the tech side has always been a little dicey for me. So, okay. But I'm going to get started. And you know, it's funny. I was actually recording a podcast. I'm a podcast host, and we were talking about this exact subject, hiding from your truth. And it was so funny because you may be hearing my husband in the background sneezing. Bless you, honey. So, I was laying in bed the other night and I was thinking about stories and the stories that shape our lives and the experiences that make us unique and, you know, why we're who we are. And all of a sudden I realized that there was a story that I had never told before. And I thought, isn't it interesting that I've never told this story? And I think it's an important story, especially given what I do. So I thought, okay, it's time to share this story. So the way what happened actually was I was writing my first full book. I had been in a what is it, in one of those, you know, collaboration books before. And I had also, I can't remember if I had done this first or second, but I'd also co-written a journal. And but this was the first one I did that was just me writing a book. And I mean, it was a serious book. It was a big book. I spent a lot of money on it. It was comprehensive. And I'd been working on it for a few months and I couldn't find the right help and I was frustrated. There wasn't a lot of information out in those days. It was, ebooks were not very old. It was 2004. Kindle hadn't even started yet. And people were already saying ebooks were dead. But I loved the idea of ebooks because I thought, wow, you know, you can get directly to your competition, You can get directly to your audience. And you don't have to go through gatekeepers. And I come from the music business where we had to go through gatekeepers. And one literally said to me one day, you know, our job is to say no and yours is to tell us why we should say yes. And no matter what you brought to them, they always had a reason why it was no. And so I loved the idea of that. And I loved the idea of ebooks and working online and working from home and all that. But I wanted to find somebody who understood online marketing. And what I first did was I looked for a New York Times bestselling author. I thought, well, maybe I'm too old to do this. I was in my late 40s, early 50s. But I know that that's a concern that a lot of first-time authors have. You know, am I too old? Is it too late? And so he looked at my writing and said, "Oh, it's really, really good, and you should start sending stuff out on spec." And I was like, "I don't want to do that. I did that for years." But we'd been buying, fixing, and selling houses, and we had taken a property management job, and I'll never forget that day. I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was confused. What I knew how to do was write copy. So I started learning internet, web copy. And I started just looking around. And when I found ebooks, I just got really excited. And I thought, this is awesome. And so that was why I got into it. But then the whole thing came crashing down in the middle of the process because I wasn't happy. Yeah, I was frustrated. I was bored with it. It was going on and on and on. It was costing me a lot of money. And I just decided there had to be a better way. And so I created it. And the funny thing about that is, and this is the part I've never told before, is that I hadn't always felt confident about my writing. I mean, when I look back now, I'm actually kind of surprised that I really thought I could do that and that it would work, because the truth is that I had been in honors classes in junior high school, and there were 2 sets of classes. And then what happened was that I don't understand this, because I hope people are seeing this. Is anybody seeing this? Okay, it says click to expand. Anyway, and so hopefully you guys are, hopefully you're seeing this. Oh, now I'm hearing it twice. Okay, so I have to shut that down because now I see I can hear it twice. I hope you could see the whole thing. But anyway, so if not, I'll just have to do it again. But what ended up happening is that when I got to high school, it went into one group. There was just one group instead of 2, and I got kicked out of the program. And so that was not great. I was in a regular English class and I was bored to tears. I was bored to tears. And so my mom went to school and she talked to the principal, the vice principal, I don't know who it was. And she was yelling at them that they needed to put me back in, that I was bored, that it wasn't working. And so they put me back in. But what happened with that was that I got really sick and I had bronchial pneumonia and I missed a lot of days of school. And I ended up getting an A in the class, but I had missed a lot of days, and the teacher decided, even though she knew I'd get kicked out if she didn't give me an A, she decided to give me a B. So she gave me a B and I got kicked out again. And then I sat in English, being bored, but also feeling, like there was something wrong with me because I'd gotten kicked out. And then when I applied to college, you had to take the SAT. So I took the SAT and I got 545 on the SAT in English. And you had to get 550, or you had to take what they called dumbbell English, and that is what they called it. And I was completely horrified and completely humiliated. And I decided to take it again. So I took the SAT a second time and I got 545 again. And I was devastated. I was just devastated. It was just like you did not want to be in that class just because of how people looked at you. But the funny thing about it was that it was a really good class. It was a really good class. We studied a lot of Black literature, and it was a small class, and I got to know people, and it was really a really great class. And as I went through college, college just taught me how to be a better writer. It taught me how to think better. But that particular series of events was just really painful. And so I'd forgotten about it. That's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'd forgotten about it. I had completely put it out of my mind. And then I took a course. Well, it wasn't a course. It was actually a 3-day event. Well, it was a challenge, and then it was a 3-day event, and it was called Take the Stage, and they talked a lot about stories, and so that had been on my mind. And so I'm laying in bed the other night, and I told my husband that story. We've been together 35 years, and I said, "Have I ever told you that story?" And he said, "No, you've never told me that story." So, the fact that I had hidden it, I guess, was something I needed to do in order to be able to move on and do what I needed to do this time, when it was time for me to write my book, because I knew I'd always wanted to write books. But the irony is that I graduated with a major in sociology. I had a minor in English, and I graduated with honors. So, I mean, it worked out. But you can tell, I mean, I even got emotional telling the story, you know. So, yeah, so that's what happened. And let's see, live viewer comment show up. Okay, this is okay. Click on a comment to show it on the screen. I don't know if anybody's seeing this or not. Anyway, but I'm going to keep going, so we'll see what happens. So that's the story. So my question, first of all to you is, is there some part of your story that you're hiding from? And really it might be a golden nugget or a little gem that helps people relate to you better, understand that maybe you understand better than they think you do. So, it's a really good idea to go back and write down your stories and see if you can uncover things that maybe you've been hiding that maybe you should be sharing, or maybe something you weren't ready to share before that now you feel like enough time has gone by and that you feel you can share it, or you just feel confident enough to share it because of where you are now. So we only share what we're ready to share when we're ready to share it. But by the same token, like I said, I didn't even remember that story. So that was what I wanted to share. So I want people to know that, it just hasn't always been as easy as I might make it look. And I know sometimes when I tell my story, if you've been, following me for a while, that I'll say, when I wrote my first, it was easy, until it wasn't, because I mean, I've always shared that I needed help, and I looked for a coach and I couldn't find the coach that I needed, and how frustrating it was. But it was, like I said, it was a lot deeper than that. So, but the bottom line was that I figured out that I could do it better. And so because I could do it better than what I could find out there, that's what I did. And I went and I did a lot of research, and I started teaching I didn't call it a boot camp then, but it's a boot camp now. And it's the same program. I've been teaching it since 2004. It's now called Write Your Bestseller in 7 Days Boot Camp. And, there's a lot of reasons to write a book. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, it opens doors to more opportunities. It gives you credibility and expert status. It helps you grow your email list. You can use it as a lead magnet, and you can become a #1 bestseller, which actually I couldn't do when I started because Kindle didn't exist. So there was nowhere to get ranked. But we did make good money in those days. We could sell our books for $27 to $47. Now you can't. Actually, a few people do sell them for more than you would think, but mainly the idea of writing a book, if you're an entrepreneur, really is to have a low-cost, high-value way for people to get to know you, like you, and trust you, because that's when people buy from you, when they know you, like you, and trust you. And it also lets people know what your process is, how you think, and if you're a good fit, because you're not a good fit with everybody. So that's important too. So, as I said, I've been doing this boot camp. I haven't done it now for 5 years. And because of COVID, I've decided to bring it back. And so I'm going to be doing it again next year. Sounds so funny. January 18th through 22nd. And this is a boot camp I've given it 30 times. I've taught people all over the world. And in it, they write a nonfiction book quickly and professionally. So, in 2021, I want you to have zero excuses to finally have that book and not have an excuse for why you can't get it done or why you're too busy or why it's not time yet, all the things. So I want to make it, that's why I've made this so that it's quick, it's easy to follow, and it's done in 7 days. So there are 2 levels of this boot camp. There's gold and platinum, and in the gold you get 4 trainings plus 1 training bonus on finding your best topic, if you need to do that. And I still suggest everybody do it, but if you know exactly what you're writing and you're set on that, that's fine. You get 4 Q&As. You get access to our Facebook alumni group where you can ask questions. If you still need help, we can get on a call over the weekend. The way it's set up is it's a Tuesday and a Thursday and a Monday and a Tuesday. And there's a training in the afternoon, and then in the evening there's a Q&A. And then there's also access to me over the weekend. And in the platinum, there's also a mastermind, and there's some other goodies, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But when you apply and get into the boot camp, you get handouts, you get an author's permission slip, you get my magical outline, you get a copy of my Real Easy ebook workbook, Procrastination, How to Overcome It, How to Use Canva for free for covers and graphics, and a lot more. And you also get a bonus call on, as I said, finding your passion and skill set that is going to help you find your best topic within your niche, because it's not just about having a niche and knowing what that is. It's exactly how are you going to connect with your audience? How are they going to want to buy your book over the other books? And how are you going to approach your topic so it connects exactly where they are and know that's what they want to buy? So also with access to there's also be access to an upcoming challenge I'm going to be doing, but you'll get some special VIP private coaching with that as well if you're in my program in the boot camp, and an extra one-on-one call to go over your project. And this is information that you'll use over and over. I mean, I use it every time I write a book. I even use my same process for writing articles because it's a way of thinking critically about what you're doing so that you stay focused. So you can write whatever you want and have a roadmap and not go off into a ditch and not be able to get back, and do it quickly and easily and more profitably than you've ever done it before. So here's what one of my students said, Valina Hunley. She said, "Ellen, you rock. I did more than write a book in 72 hours. I broke through writing blocks and launched my business program. It was worth 10 times what I paid. Thank you." And it's the same now as an ebook and a book. In those days, it was the ebook workshop, but it's the same process. It's the same thing. So, so the gold is normally normally it's $1,500, but I'm doing this special through Saturday night. It's just from now to Saturday. And you can make 2 payments of $498.50, or you can do 1 payment of $997. Or if you want a complete package, like if you want to know that the book is not just written, but it's done, okay, that's the platinum, and you get editing, you get formatting, you get book cover, and we'll help you publish your book. And you also get a private mastermind. You get priority access to me during the writing time. So the way that the program is set up, there's training, and then there's writing time. So the training is the Tuesday and Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is writing time a little bit into Monday, and then we come back and discuss editing, formatting, and then how to get started marketing your book. So You're also going to get 4 weekly accountability calls with Platinum to help you get your book completely finished if you don't finish it in the boot camp. And if you were to work with me privately, this would cost you over $10,000. The publishing package alone normally goes for $5,000. But when you get in the boot camp, you're going to get all of that. Okay. And when you sign up in the next 3 days, it's $4,500. And then the regular price is $5,000. But again, this is through Saturday, 9 p.m. Pacific. And you guys are the first to hear about it. There is limited seating. I can only take 20 people in the workshop. And if you do it now through Saturday, you can make 2 payments of $2,250 each. But if you decide to pay in full, I'll also do a complete marketing plan, okay, that you can use once your book is done, and that's another $500 value. So to register for the boot camp or to get your questions answered, send an email to me, ellen@booksopendoors.com, or you can call the office at 818-970-6132. That's 818-970-6132. Email is ellen@booksopendoors, or you can go to my scheduler and pick a time to talk, but there's not a lot of time because it has to be before Saturday, all ready to go. And that is http://ellenlikes.com/schedule free consult, and then we can set it up for you. So that is the deal with that. I want to tell you the actual boot camp dates are, again, January 18th through 22nd. And the offer does go away Saturday night, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. So I want to give you a couple more what other people had to say about it. Lynn Jansen Van Vuren said, "Huge thanks for everything you've shared. It helped me enormously. For months I've been struggling, but here I found so many answers. What I've gained out of this course is worth $1 million to me." Jackie Ruka, #1 best-selling author, Get Happy and Create a Kick Butt Life, a creative tool to rapidly activate the life you desire. Ellen Violette's ebook program was an inspiring experience that kicked my butt into gear. Ellen not only provided her secret sauce to writing my book in 3 days, she's talking about the actual writing time, and she filled the course with tons of shortcuts and methods to marketing and making money in the process. You will not be disappointed, but exhilarated that you signed up for her program. So again, to register for the boot camp or to get your questions answered, send an email to me, ellen@booksopendoors.com, or you can call me at 818-970-6132, or you can go to my scheduler and pick a time to talk. And that's at http://ellenlikes.com/schedule free consult, and we'll set it up. So that's it. And I will go into the group and see if there are any questions there now and turn my phone on. And, you know, if you're wanting to write a book, if you've been feeling like you can't, you don't know how to get started, you don't want to take months to do it, you know, you're a busy entrepreneur, then, you know, join us. It's a really great boot camp. So I hope I'll see you there. Bye-bye.